Hello, gorgeous.
Hi chat, how you doing? Hope you're all having a beautiful morning, afternoon, night, whatever time zone it may be. I, not gonna lie, I'm a little bit peeved. Not at anyone in particular, but mostly because since I streamed yesterday, there was work I needed to do yesterday that I didn't get to do. So I was supposed to do it today before this stream, and I wasn't able to. One, because there was a situation with like some chicken that I was preparing, so a 20-minute dish ended up taking like an hour to make. And also, Nemi, he's sleeping right next to me, but I had just gotten in the groove to start working on one of the things I needed to work on, and he asked for my attention. And I was like, what do you want, baby? And we sat on the couch for a little bit, and I thought that he just wanted a little bit of a pet, a little bit of a scruff, and then like, you know, he would be done. Bro kept me trapped on the couch for another full hour. He took a full sleep in my lap, and I couldn't move. So I'm a little bit peeved I didn't get to do any of the work that I needed to do. But that's okay, because we're here now. Hello, everybody. This is also a trial week to see if I'm, like, physically capable of doing 5, like, 6 to 7 hour streams a week. I don't know how this will go. So we're gonna find out together, okay? You and me, we're gonna find out together. Alright, who have we got here today? We've got, hi Jake, welcome in, how you doing? Hi Rogue, nice to see you. Hi Pipey. Hi, Fluttershy. Hello Zach. I see the two... My mouse keeps turning off and on again. I see the stream streaks. I see a 40 stream streak and a 55 stream streak. That is insane, both of you. Like, holy shit. Like, those are some mad numbers. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Hello,
I appreciate it. But anyway, today we're finally getting back to this project that we started. I started it off stream, but, like, you know, we've been working on together on stream. And that's the Be Right Back snoo screen, where it's just gonna be a bunch of snoos walking across the screen in their own cute little walk cycles. Oh, I'm so excited to finally have this done. We're not going to finish it today. There's no way we'll be able to, but God, it would be nice. I'm excited to have this done. It's gonna take a while because my keyboard keeps disconnecting and reconnecting, so the process is gonna be a little slower than usual today, but it's fine. We're gonna manage. What pen size was I using? I think it was 15. Let me check. No, 15's too big. Was it 10? That looks too thin. Was it 12 maybe? Nah, maybe it was 10 and I'm just, like, being weird about it. Yeah, it was 10. I'm just being weird about it. So, I'm not going to show it now. I'm going to wait until we get to the Tomodachi section of the stream. But, I logged on this morning to check the daily specials at the clothing store. And something really, really interesting happened. And this time, unlike Chai and Vanny's baby, I managed to record it this time. So, we're gonna start the stream by looking at the recording I got, just so that you guys are caught up on what happened. It wasn't a very long thing. It was like maybe like a minute, 2 minutes. It was a very short thing that happened, but it is a very important character development. So I will show that during the Tomodachi section of the stream. I'm very excited. Can't wait for Jake to see Jake. Yeah, I also didn't get time to go into the custom design store and hand draw any new items for people. So Jill still doesn't have her classic outfit. James still doesn't have his iconic jacket. Jake is still a chicken. Like, I didn't have time to actually edit anyone's clothing.
So you want to start a business?
Yo, why is there an ad in the middle of my lo-fi jazz? Go away, dude. Alright, time to find a different lo-fi music to put on. What about this one? There better not be ads in this one either. Alright, cool. Now this is ambience. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I like this. I've been thinking, I think I told you guys before during one of the Tomodachi streams, but when I edit the streams down into like YouTube videos, I want to play up the telenovela like drama elements of the island. So I was trying to think of like a name for the Tomodachi series. And I've landed on one that I kind of sort of really like, but also I don't know if it'll work. And then I had one recommendation from Jake that I workshopped just a tiny bit, and I have a recommendation from the boyfriend as well. But before I entertain either of those ideas, I want to know what you guys think of my idea. So, Tomodachi is actually like a word in Japanese. It translates to friend or friends. So the game is really just called Friend Life, when you think about it. But when I think of friend, and I think of like a drama slash like sitcom series, obviously you think of Friends, right? What do you think of when you think of Friends? You think of the fountain. Wait. You think of the intro song with the fountain. So my idea, if I can just grab like a photo of the, yeah. I don't know if that'll show on screen, but I'll try my best. So, my idea is to take this setup, hang on, it's not gonna show on screen, but this setup here, with the friends and the fountain in the middle, and take a photo of the wishing fountain on the island, and instead of having friends with the dots between it, it just has Tomodachi with the dots between it. And then we can be really extra and we can get a photo of the Miis by the fountain. That's my idea. I don't know if it'll work. Maybe someone's already done it because it is such a simple idea. But that was my idea for the Tomodachi, the name for the YouTube series. If I can grab the... I'm gonna grab a picture of the wishing fountain. Is there a picture of like just the wishing fountain? Nah, we might need to hop into game to get the photo. That's okay. That's okay. I think it's a really cool idea. I just hope it works out and it hasn't been done by somebody else already. But yeah, the other idea was the Tomodachis of Silvity Island, or the real Tomodachis of Silvity Island. That was another one. That was like workshopped from Jake's idea in the subscriber Discord server, and then the boyfriend suggested these are the Miis of our lives, like that show Days of Our Lives. I think they're all good ideas, but I really want to use the Tomodachi's one that I came up with. Alright, we're not gonna do any of the squash and stretch with the keyframes. Instead, we're gonna do it this way, which... Well, actually, if I'm gonna do it that way, I should color him in first. Which I will, actually, to be honest. But I'm trying not to use the keyframe tool as much as I can, because it'll make scrolling the snooze from one side of the screen to the other, like, very, very difficult, if not impossible. So we're trying to avoid using that. What I could do... I just had another thought, actually. What I could do is I could animate them individually and then pop them all into DaVinci Resolve and add the scroll that way. That might be a way to do it. Because then what I'll do is... Where did Nougat go? Where's Nougat? What? What the fuck? Is Nougat... 1, 2, Okay, where's... Oh, there he is. Okay, never mind. His walk cycle just ended. That's why he disappeared. Okay, all good, all good. I'm just being a bit silly. Ignore me, chat. I forgot the island name, to be honest. Oh, yeah. It's easy to forget when they're not screaming it every, like, 6 seconds. Alright, so I think I might do that, actually. I'm gonna draw them all individually, and then pop them in the center, and then export it that way, and then add them into DaVinci Resolve. Will I be able to do that? I'm thinking about it. Alright, hang on. Let me finish... Sorry, my keyboard keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. Let me finish this really, really simple brochure that we're doing, and then I'll play around and see if it's better to have them scroll in DaVinci Resolve or to try and do it in program, in Toon Boom. What I'm thinking, I know the blue purple type. Sorry, the emote got me. Oh, that one's one of my favorites. I'm not even gonna lie, that's one of my favorites. Oh fuck, I've completely forgotten what I was gonna say now. Oh yeah. Like, I know the blue, purple, pink, like, space almost kind of vibe that we've had on the channel, like, we've had it for a good few months. We've had it for maybe, like, I want to say 4 months, maybe 5 months. But it is, like, relatively new compared to all of my other layouts. And I don't know if the snooze walking across the screen will fit the kind of space vibe that we've got. So I am thinking that maybe we kind of change it up. And we have maybe more of like a forest type vibe so that the snooze feel more in place. But I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens once we're done with this. Had a terrible impulse draw. Do it. Do it. You don't even need to tell me what it is. Just get it done now. Okay, good. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're having a good time with us today. I like the blue-purple. I like the blue-purple too. I actually really like the blue-purple. It's very nice, especially with like the stars and stuff. But my whole thing is, I don't know if snooze really fit the space vibe. I think snooze are more meant for like, you know, the enchanted forest. Aussie. Yep, that's me. G'day. How you doing? You're taking full responsibility for what I create? Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. You get it made and then we can negotiate. I really need to put the Bluetooth thing for my keyboard into a different USB port. Give me a sec. Alright, let's see if it works from the back of the PC. I don't think it will. What's the gas station over there? You mean like the main petrol station? What's the one that Hal and I live near? I don't remember. We've got a couple. Hi Reaper, welcome in. How you doing?
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous. Alright, let's see if, okay, the keyboard seems to be working just fine from the back. I know sometimes it has issues, which is why I put it in the front USB thing, but it doesn't like the front. Oh, the situation, right. Sorry, I can't read. You guys know this. I I haven't been paying attention very much because Hal and I don't have a car. We were going to get one, but then the whole fuel situation started and we were like, okay, we're gonna put a pause on it for now. I don't know exactly, but all I know is the Australian government is very, very heavily trying to enforce the idea of work from home if you can, and if you can't, take public transport then. That's kind of their whole vibe at the moment. And, oh, there was something else. Oh, one of the only oil refineries we have, because we have a lot of oil, chat. In Australia, we have a massive, massive surplus of oil, but we don't have the refineries to actually make that oil usable. We do, it's just the government's really fucking lazy and they can't think long term, so instead of investing in the refineries and getting them up to date and making us self-sustainable in terms of our oil, we decided to export our oil overseas, have them refine it, and then it gets shipped back over. Which is really complicated and unnecessary and we shouldn't be doing it. But we do have 2 oil refineries, and there have been talks about, like, trying to get at least one of them set up so that they can refine our oil at least a little bit so we can use it a little. Like, we can use unrefined oil, it's just it uses more and gets less done, if that makes sense. But shortly after all of that stuff, one of our only oil refineries in the entire country got set on fire. So that's a little bit concerning. But you know, we're getting by. We kind of have to get by at this rate. I'm sure it's not nearly as dire as what a lot of people think. I'm sure, like, it'll calm down at least a little relatively soon. It's just a little bit annoying that it happened at the time that it did, because Hal was perfectly, like, all of the cards had aligned for Hal to get a vehicle for the house. It would mostly be for him and his transport for work, but it would also be really beneficial to my business because it opens up a much bigger, like a much larger amount of like types of shows and conventions that I can do for my small business. So it was beneficial to both of us that the car comes in. And then this happened, so it's a little bit frustrating. Who knew there's gaps in my smooth? I'd love to have just a moment to play the Tomodachi Life in handheld mode so that I can draw some like snoo pixel art. Give all of the Miis their pet snoos finally. I really need to do that. Even when I'm not playing Tomodachi Life chat, I'm a little bit Tomodachi pilled. It's a little concerning. Hal is like, no, it's a good thing. You finally have a game that you're like super, super passionate about and that you really, really enjoy and you're kind of obsessed with. And I was like, I don't know. I really don't like when I get obsessed with things to the point where it inhibits like my drive to do literally anything else. I really don't like it. But it's a really good game. We've got, I think we've got 2 more Miis to add in. I got Cosmic's Mii and I got Pipey's Mii, and then I think that's all of the Miis that are on the like have to make list. Do you sell at Sydney Nova? I do. I do sell at Sydney Nova. I'm not gonna be selling at Sydney Nova this year because the tickets, exhibitor passes sold out the day that they dropped, and I didn't know that. So I'm on the wait list, so I might last minute be accepted into Sydney Nova like I was last year, but as of right now, I'm not going to Sydney Nova this year. Maybe you can do that while reacting to some stuff. It's so true. I could very easily just do a reaction stream. And then in the background I can be drawing up my snoo babies. I want to figure out if there's a way the palette was made, the arting is beginning perfect. I'm excited to see what your impulse draw is. What was I gonna say? What I really want is to know if it's possible to stream the Switch in handheld mode. In theory, in my brain, in theory, it makes perfect sense. You should be able to, because the way the Elgato connects to stuff, right? You've got a HDMI cable going from the TV to the Elgato. You have another HDMI cable with going from the Elgato to the computer that you're streaming with. And then you have a USB-C cable that turns into a normal USB, and that USB goes into the computer. So, wait, did I say all of that right? Hang on. I gotta think about it now. Yeah, no, one HDMI goes into the TV, one goes into the console, and one goes into the PC. So in theory, the way I'm thinking about it in my brain, if I get a HDMI to USB-C adapter, because those are things that you can get. In theory, if there's a USB-C to HDMI adapter, I should be able to just plug the Elgato directly into the Switch instead of having to put it in dock mode. But I don't know if that works. And I can't try it at the moment because we don't have a HDMI to USB-C. Thought they have a hardware check for the dock. Do they? I have no idea. If I can stream Tomodachi Life in handheld mode, then you guys can actually watch me draw the shit. That's the main reason I want to know if I can do it. Let me see. Because I know you can't use the Elgato for things like, you can't use the Elgato for things like the DS or like the PSP and stuff like that because of the ports that they have. But because the Nintendo Switch uses a USB-C, it should be able to. All of the videos that came up are regarding the Switch 2. Yeah, it looks like it's what I was thinking I could do is not possible, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Did I do that right? No. What are you doing, girl? This goes... Actually, wait. I got so caught up in what I was thinking that I did that entire thing completely wrong. Portable... Oh, I've never actually heard of a portable dock. Is that... Maybe that is an option. I don't know, it would just be really nice to be able to stream the Switch in handheld mode, because then I don't have to wait until I'm not streaming to draw all of the cool little designs that I have in mind for the island. This one again. Okay. Is that really correct? right? Hang on. I mean, it looks fine. I'm sure it's fine. Hal is gonna hate me. Oh no. Is that why you were saying it's my fault? Because you want someone to blame when Hal gets upset? That's vile. You should take accountability for your own actions. 100%! Alright, that's cute. Alright. Alright, cool. So that's Rosha. We don't need this anymore. Bye, Rosha. So before we animate the rest of them... Oh, sorry. Before we animate the rest of them... Who's that? Who's this? What do you have? Oh, that's why. Okay, okay, okay. I'm thinking, because these Rosha and Dewdrop will be fine, I can export them as they are, but because everyone else is either clipping out or is completely out of the main stage, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to move them over here to export individually. Marcy won't be an issue. Nougat won't be an issue. Strive won't be an issue either. If I get rid of the subtle motion that I gave Treasure and just put it back later, that won't be an issue either, I guess. Alright, let me export him. How do I want to export him? I want a file with a transparent background. I believe is this alpha 6. Yep. Let's put this in. Let's put it in my Twitch folder. And we'll pop it into overlay assets. This one is Rosha. Walk. Alright, I'm gonna open DaVinci Resolve for a second, chat. I'm just trying to make sure that it actually did export with a transparent background. Also want to make sure that it can be dragged into DaVinci Resolve. Sometimes it really doesn't like that. Because DaVinci Resolve is considered one of the industry standard programs, I'm a little bit shocked at least from my experience, just like how little file types are compatible with the program. Alright, I'm gonna put DaVinci Resolve on screen so you guys can see it with me. It's more fun if you guys can enjoy the process with me. Is my mic's range okay? I'm sure it's fine. But like, I'm only just peeking into the yellow and then suddenly out of nowhere I'm like in the middle of the red. So, it's a little concerning. Might need to play around with my thing. Alright, so to make sure this is definitely a transparent background, I'm gonna hop over... Not transfer. My Twitch folder. Bro, I'll just grab like the background that we currently use. Alright, and now I want to put Rosha on top of it. Make sure it exported transparent. It did! Perfect. Okay, good, good, good. Alright, can I loop this? I probably can if I just... It's there. Okay, that works. Now, my other problem, the new problem now, because these are all individual pieces. If you can see, it's not one long file. Actually, can I turn them? Can I merge these into one long thing? Let me see. I'm right-clicking it right now. What's a compound clip? I don't know anything about DaVinci Resolve. I literally only use it to cut up bits of the stream. Is it Hal smooching Callie? Oh, that wouldn't piss off Hal. That would piss off me. Paste attributes, ripple cut. Set fusion composition. Clip color. Can I merge these into one clip? Oh, link clips. Is that what that does? That is not what that does. Oh, well, they're linked in that regard. Like, I can move all of them. But if I, for example, put, like, a position tag here. Oh, I can't put a position tag here. Oh, hang on. If I unlink them. Now I can. Okay, if I put them all together, yeah, it doesn't let me. I need to merge them into one thing. New compound? No, that's not how that works. Alright, well, I can think of another way to do this. Let's get rid of this. No, I didn't want to get rid of the... I only want to get rid of Rosha, please. There we go. Alright, so I have another idea. I have no idea how long this is gonna need to be, so let's put it at like 10 seconds. Now, if we go back over to Toon Boom, the easiest thing to do would be to just come in here and duplicate these over and over and over again to make one long clip. What I'm gonna do. I could export them as GIFs, but then that would require me to put a green screen or a blue screen on him, and it doesn't always export super cleanly when I do that, so I just don't want to deal with it. If this is 24 frames a second, how many frames does it need to be for a 10-second clip? Let me check. 20... Oh, it's 240, right? Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure that's right. 24 times 10, yeah, 240. Easy. I'm high as a kite and I can't get in a good position to draw. I'm not a skilled artist. It's gonna take some time. You'll get there. Don't worry. I believe in you. Very few things can get in the way of a man and his creative vision, okay? I understand. Oh, perfect. His cycle ends on exactly 240 frames. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna export this now. Exactly as the other one. How do we find the CEO of Adobe at this hour? Well, I'm not working with any Adobe programs. Not anymore, at least. I used to. I used to work with a lot of them. Although there's one that I haven't been able to find like 100% the perfect replacement for, and that's Photoshop. I've gotten really, really close, but there are some editing features that Photoshop has that Clip Studio just doesn't. The one that I rely on the most is the fact that you can put videos into Photoshop and you can export them as GIFs. You can save them for web legacy. And the other thing that it does that I haven't been able to get Clip Studio to do is, what is it? It's like a curving text, the text curvature thing. Those are the two things that I rely on a lot for work. You'd be surprised how much I need to curve text. I deliberately try to avoid it these days, but I used to need it a lot. Alright, there we go. There's 10 seconds of Rosha walking. At least there should be. Where is it? Why are you not there? Hello? For sure. Where is he? Dude? Let me try exporting it again. Export movie of frames 1 to 40. Walk. Movie. Alpha. Okay. Go. Do your thing. Override it. Alright, perfect. It is done. There we go. Now he is one consistent thingamajig. Because it's one file, yeah, now I can change the position. Perfect. Okay, that's what we want. Alright. I'm gonna need to keep... I don't need to keep DaVinci Resolve open. I can close it and then just open it when all of the other snooze are done. Which I think is what we're gonna do. Just to save a little bit of power on my PC. Alright, let's bring Toon Boom back. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Alright, this is doable. This is nice. This is good news, chat. Alright, we're done with Russia.
I'm off to do crimes of the war verity.
No, no you are not. You're just going on a fun little walk. Just going on a fun little walk with your friends. No more crimes, please. I can't take it right now. This is Dewdrop. I don't have a color palette for literally any of the other snooze. I only have Rochet's color palette. So it might take a little while to get them all colored and finished. But I think it'll be worth it. Sorry, my legs are a little bit cold, so I'm just wrapping my chair blanket around my legs. Alright, let's go. Now, Dewdrop is a still frame. It's just the wings that move. I don't know how I'm gonna color his wings in Toon Boom. Toon Boom doesn't really have a good... I mean, it does. I just haven't properly utilized... I haven't properly utilized either the gradient tool from Toon
You're right,
Boom
I need to branch out from war crimes. I need to go with crimes against humanity and God to spice things up.
No, let's not do that. Let's not. You've already been suspected of violating the Geneva Conventions by the United Nations. We don't need to go committing crimes against God, please. You're already on so many watch lists. I just need a break. I just want to draw you having a cute walk with your mates, please. I'm tired, Rocha. I'm just so tired. I love you, but you're killing me. Actually, I don't know if I've told you guys this. Maybe I have. I don't know. I've been very, 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 very slowly working on some changes to the stream. Just little things, like obviously we're working on the Be Right Back screen right now. We did the emotes. Depending on how the snooze look in the space background, we might also be changing to something a bit more like nature core. But there's some other stuff that I've been slowly chipping away at that I'm not ready to share just yet. And I think it's gonna be nice. I think you guys are gonna like it. The main thing, obviously, is that I want to bring the snooze into the streams just a little bit more. Going to the dog park? No worries, Skinner. Have fun. Have a nice time. But yeah, one of the things obviously that I would like to do is incorporate the snooze into like the stream vibe a little more. And something that's on the back burner that we haven't done yet, but I am curious to see the opinions of the people. First of all, I'm gonna be redrawing Roche's text-to-speech bot. It's not gonna look all that different. The only difference is instead of having the line variation, shit, what happened? Instead of having the line variation, it'll just have like thick solid line art, and then it'll have the thicker bit around it. Kind of think about how I draw my goobs, with like the thick line art and then the even thicker line art just around the outside. That's what Roche is gonna look like. I'm just gonna change the line art style. But the other thing related to the text-to-speech bot is we're gonna have more than one in rotation, if that makes sense. So there'll be some streams where Roche will be the text-to-speech bot, and then there'll be other streams where you might have Dewdrop come and sit with us instead, or you might have Nougat come and sit with us instead, and like just kind of have that way like I get to use all of the snoo designs that I have. It's not just Roche all the time. I think that would be really fun. It's not that I don't like Roche. I love Roche. He's the first snoo that was ever created. I just want to be able to use all of the other ones as well. I didn't realize Nemi was still, like, sleeping basically right next to me. There's, like, a tiny, tiny, thin sun patch between me and the window outside. He's, like, sitting in that little sun patch. Sometimes I love the Toon Boom pencil, sometimes I hate the Toon Boom pencil. Close enough, that's fine. You look amazing, sweetie. Alright, I forgot to draw your eyebrow. You don't have an eyebrow. Adorable. Perfect, even. No notes. Yeah, like I was saying before, I don't know how I'm gonna do Dewdrop's gradient wings, because there is a gradient like bucket tool in Toon Boom, but it doesn't quite work the way that would best suit his wing. There are some like airbrushing paint brushes that could work, but the amount of strokes that it takes to get it to look kind of decent, and then like you go into render view and then the render view looks so different to what it looks like when you're like actually working on it in this mode. Very complicated. It's little things like that that have made me curious about trying to animate using Clip Studio Paint, because I already own Clip Studio Paint. But I'm also kind of nervous to try animating in Clip Studio Paint. The last time I tried to animate in an art program was Photoshop back in like early high school, and it was possible, but it was also a fucking nightmare, and it kind of traumatized me away from trying to animate in art programs ever again. I hate drawing hair. I use a lot of, I mean, I used to. I'm trying to get back into it. I use a lot of shape language in my hair. You see it in Kaden and Haley's hair specifically. A lot of shapes. Instead of drawing actual hair because, you know, there's time for that. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his wings on the overlay. Trying, but I've got no line confidence. Line confidence is something that takes a lot of time to build. Yeah, his wing stays behind him the whole time. Okay. Maybe, nah, I'm gonna put it on the overlay now. Just to make things easier, and then once I've got all the movement and stuff down, I can move it down into the line art layer.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous. Hello, Moo271. How you doing? Welcome in. I look like a drunk chicken. I mean, you are a chicken. Ooh. I love drinking Pepsi no sugar or Pepsi Max from my wine glass. It's beautiful. Alright, so the wings are gonna be like behind, so you won't see this bit. What? Are you on? Oh wait, I remember. Yeah. I forgot I had a feature turned on that I wasn't supposed to have turned on. Alright, so we're putting it on the overlay so that I can color Dewdrop more effectively. But in order to do that, I need to make Dewdrop's color palette. So let's do that. Dewdrop. I now have to open Clip Studio Paint and grab a picture of Dewdrop so that I can color pick and put his colors into Toon Boom. So it's gonna take a little while, but it's okay. It's all in the name of making a good Be Right Back screen, okay? It's gonna be fine. I believe I have a flat color Dewdrop in the tech pack that I sent to the plushie company. Oh, I have one here. Let's use this one. How's the stream going? Pretty good. Pretty relaxed. I've been very, very obsessed with Tomodachi Life for, like, since it came out. And I'm trying to, like, force myself away from it a little bit and get back into making artwork and stuff. Because not only did I stream for way longer than I usually do when it came to Tomodachi Life, I also streamed on days that I normally wouldn't, just to play it some more. And I also ended up getting no work done. So, trying to get a little work done. I want to finally, like, formally open my commissions again soon, but I want this Be Right Back screen to be finished before I do that. Alright, got the white. This is the lightest blue color. It is 198. I love Dewdrop, but Dewdrop was also the scariest when it came to plushie production. Because they used placeholder shades of blue to make him, and then they didn't actually send me any photos of what it would look like with the official, like, the official blue tones. So I didn't know if he was gonna look proper or not until all 300 of the units got sent my way. Luckily, he looks extremely on model because they picked some fabulous shades of blue, but all of the work in progress photos they sent me, he looked significantly darker than he was supposed to. And yeah, they just never showed me what the official colors would be, and it was horrifying. All right, I've got his colors now. I'm a capybara forced to be the chicken lord of love. That is a sentence. Did I accidentally? Okay, good. For a second, I thought I accidentally drew the line art on the color layer. All right, this doesn't include the wing, which is fine. It doesn't include the wing for a reason. Doesn't include the wing for a reason. Let's turn the sketch off. Alright. I need... Okay. You don't really see his tummy because all of his legs are in the way, but that's alright. I love when I go to like markets and stuff. I love when people pick up the Dewdrop plushies. They're like, "Oh, he's so cute," and I like, you know, I'm giving them the sales pitch on the Snoo like plushie brand. And it's like, oh yeah, you know, they all have their own names, they all have their own personalities, they all have like a little something that makes them unique from everyone else. And I'll point at Dewdrop as they're holding it, and I'll be like, yeah, for example, that one is the only one at the moment that's got 6 legs. And they immediately flip him upside down. They're like, oh my god, I didn't even notice. And it's so cute. It's so cute. I love when they don't notice that stuff on first glance, because when you tell them about it and they see it, it's like, oh my god, like they really did put a lot of thought into this plushie. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. You should buy it. I also, low-key, keep, well, not even low-key, I have to, because it's part of the business, but I keep track of how many units of each Snoo have sold, obviously, and it's kind of like it's like a fun little, like, popularity contest, almost, seeing which Snoo gets the most attention, which one gets the most sales. I believe Rocher is, like, obviously Rocher would be winning because Rocher's got the presence on my stream page, like he's my text-to-speech bot, so he's got a little bit of an advantage, but he's not winning by much, actually. Dewdrop is very close behind. Actually, no, it's not light, it starts off mid. Oh wait, hang on, I did miss a shade of blue. Hang on. Shade of blue. Give me 1 second. Missing that dark shade. Come here. This one right. Yeah. It is. Okay, there we go. Now I've got all of the blues. What are you talking about?
What?
I'm talking about my plushie
I
lamb.
have a rival. It's murder time then.
No, Dewdrop's not your rival. Dewdrop is your friend. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's not a reflection of you whatsoever. People just also like Dewdrop, okay? It's not... I shouldn't have phrased it as a competition. Now I'm in trouble. But in terms of what I'm talking about my plushie company. These little creatures, these little moth creatures that I'm drawing right now. This is my my own original species called the Snooze. And yeah, they're very, very cute. They're like magical moth puppy hybrid creatures. And yeah, I make plushies of them. Alright, this is my best bet at getting the gradient style that I need. It's gonna be really messy and really difficult to clean up, but it should work. I just noticed Hal has human ears and animal ears. Yeah, he does. He showed me the concept art that one of our other art friends made for him when he was showing me the kind of model he wanted made. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, they accidentally put human ears and animal ears on your reference drawing. And he goes, that wasn't an accident. I'm like, what? I won't go too deep into it because Hal has actually been very, very, very excited to share the lore of his VTuber. Which, by the way, if you guys go into his stream anytime soon, you should definitely ask him about the lore on his VTuber model because he's very excited. He really wants to share it with people. But yeah, I won't explain too much about it, but that is on purpose. He's supposed to have human ears and animal ears. Alright, this isn't as messy as I thought it would be. This is pretty I keep accidentally, like, erasing the inner line bit, though. I'm gonna have to do this for his wings as well, which makes me think maybe I should animate the wings on a separate layer. I think I will do that. I think I will animate the wings on a separate layer. Actually, no. I'm gonna keep them as the overlay. I'll just copy the line art for the wing, then color it, erase it, and then paste the line art for the wing on top. Okay, it looks a little messy, but I think that's not too bad. I think it's pretty alright. The wing is where it's gonna get very messy. About it. Nah. And instead of doing an overlay, I'm gonna do the wing on an entirely separate layer. I'm a little nervous. Let's do drawing. This is Dewdrop's wing. Drop. And then I'm also going to be a little bit cheeky and grab Dewdrop's like whole line art as well. This will make the coloring bit a lot easier. I don't need any of like this. I just need the bits that interfere with the wing. Did I paste it on the overlay? I did. That's alright. I can fix that in a second. Get rid of this bit needs to go. That. don't need a lot of this either. Get rid of that. Okay, now I can bring the blue line art from the overlay to the line art and make it purple. Nice. I'm gonna have to do that for every one of his wings. Right. I was a bit confused for a second. I was like, where did it go? Okay, it's still here. Alright, we don't need that anymore. We're going to, because this is just a still, the only thing that animates is the wings. We're going to, enable 3D. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. There we go. Alright. Does he go up first or down? He goes down first. So we're going to move him down. Don't worry that it doesn't line up with the wing yet. We don't need to worry about that right now. There we go. That should be lined up. It is perfect. Okay, cool. So we don't need to worry about that anymore. That. Colors? No, I'm not deleting colors. Bro, I'm deleting the frames. There we go. Thank you. So now we can... Alright, I'm gonna figure out how the wings are supposed to work in terms of the coloring. I'm gonna turn this off. So the way his wings kind of look is he has white in the center. I need regular brush first. I need a flat color this shit. Well, actually, I shouldn't even need to do this. I should just be able to go in here. What about medium gaps? There we go. Did it. Alright. I don't need the tail. Why is the tail here? Get out of here. Alright, so it's white in the center, and then, like, as you go further into, like, the outer bit of the wing, it gets darker. Let me pull my reference photo back up. Yeah. So it's like, I'll start with the darker bit on the outside. Grab this. I have to go over it a couple times just to make sure it gets the full color on the edge. Alright, and then we slowly go like closer to the center with the lighter blues. Ugh, and I'm gonna have to do this for every single frame that his wing moves. I love Dewdrop, but oh my goodness, his wings. I'm gonna turn those lines off. Let's press K for a second. So I can focus on how these colors are meshing together. Alright, I think that's fine. I think that'll do. Now I can start cleaning. I'm gonna turn these back on because this gradient line goes out way further than you think it does. And I want to grab all of it, so... Oh boy. Dewdrop's definitely gonna take the longest to animate. But it'll be worth it. I reckon he'll look super cute by the time it's done. Realistically, what I should have done is I should have drawn the frames for his wings in Clip Studio. And then in DaVinci Resolve, just like overlaid the animation of his body floating and then put his wing animation on top. It's much easier to color his wings in Clip Studio. But you know, hindsight and everything. I think he'll still look fine. Alright. Ah, it's so cute. Alright. I need to have a drink. Alright, cool. Wing changes here. What I need to do actually is the same meaning, even if his wing is going to like move and be animated, which it is. I still need these keyframes in before I do that. Okay. Alright, cool. So now that we've done that, we can actually get rid of this. Draw. Which, ooh, actually, realistically, I could have. Keep that in. Get rid of that. Ooh, actually, no, I couldn't. Yeah, never mind. Alright, never mind. I had a separate idea, but it's not gonna work. So. You won't see any of this bit, you'll just see this top section. Whoops, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Okay. That's all well and good. Now I'm gonna hop down here. We're gonna grab this line. We're gonna grab these lines. Grab this. There we go, that's better. Okay. I didn't need the whole thing, I just needed a tiny bit, but I still needed it. Alright. Now we do the whole coloring process for the wing again. We've got to do it after this. We've got to do it a few more times as well. I should tie my hair back. No, I'm letting my hair air dry. I am a little cold though. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm gonna grab my jumper. I'm a little bit cold. Alright, we're back. Hopefully I can stay warm at least a little bit. Alright, going to this. Do I have the right brush? I do. Alright, let's get going. I'm gonna press K. I'm gonna turn those blue lines off for a moment. They really get in the way of being able to see if I'm blending the colors at least semi-decently. Alright, I think that's fine. Alright, so now. Ah. Oh, it looks so good. It's literally only 2 frames. I'm getting too excited. It's literally 2 frames. Yeah. Now what happens in front? So we've got 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more to do. This one, I'm tempted to kind of cheat it a little bit. I think I will. I think that one's really easy to cheat. I can draw that one once and use it twice. That's very easy to do. Alright. Getting ahead of ourselves though. We've still got one to do in between. Don't need to, please turn on, thank you. I don't need to take much from here this time. I'll just leave that bit. I really hope that I can bring the next wave of snooze to you guys soon. I was talking to the boyfriend about it the other day and he goes, oh my god, we haven't heard about like wave 2 of the Snoo plushies in so long. Like, what happened with the manufacturing company? And I'm like, oh yeah, we're still working on them. Just taking a long time. Especially because like at this current point in time, the business doesn't have the finances to bring wave 2 over from China. But I'm so excited. I want to start putting them like in part of the stream layout, which is why they are part of this Be Right Back screen. They're the 3 snooze in the back. I want to start like, you know, putting them on the social media more. I want to start using them in the streams. I want to start doing all that stuff because I'm very excited for those 3. I really hope they can come over sooner rather than later, but guys, making plushies is expensive, bro. I knew it would be coming into it, but oh my god. It's a lot. Let's try and blend this a little more. Alright, I think that's fine. That one was pretty easy. Now I'm a bit warm. I was cold, put on my jumper, now I'm warm. But I don't want to take the jumper off because then I'll be cold again. Sure, I did it. What did you do? Is it in the Discord server? I've just been having a good time over here drawing my son Dewdrop's wings. I am blissfully unaware of whatever atrocities you've committed. Alright, hang on. Let me go take a look. One sec. Let me finish cleaning up this wing. This wing was really quick to do. Let me finish cleaning up this wing and then I'll take a look. Alright, that reminds me, I still need to add some of the fan art that I've gotten into the fan art wheel. I need to add some of the stuff that I was given by Ashy Pie, and then I need to add the Funko Pop into the fan art wheel at the start of the stream. Oops. Exclusive before I posted in Hal server. Ooh. Playing favorites now, are we? Alright, give me a sec. I'm almost done. Okay. Take a look. You did it before even I could do it. God damn it. Alright, no, you get... That's... Why did he have more effort put into his Funko Pop than mine? Are you trying to... Do you love him more than me? Alright, hang on, chat. I'll show you. Hal has been Funko Popped. Our good old buddy, old pal, boyfriend, Hal, has been Funko Popped. And I actually really like the beard, the stripes. It's actually very nice. I like it. Where's my Funko Pop? That was a while ago. By comparison, my Funko Pop looks... Wait, it's probably in the art chat, actually. Is it? Jake, where's your Funko Pop of me? No, it's not there. I can't find it anymore. I definitely saved it onto my PC. I'm just kind of hoping I would find it here. Okay, never mind. Well. Husband has been Funko Popped. Oh, memes? You're right. It's probably in memes. Memes. There it is. Like, I didn't get to keep my hair. I'm bald aside from like my little fluff on the top of my head. I'm bald other than that. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Why did I have to be bald? But then when you draw a shit post of my boyfriend, he gets to keep all his hair. Disgusting. Absolutely vile. You walked so he could run? Alright, I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Fine. I still don't want to be bold, though. That's just bullying. This is... You know what this is? Okay, hang on, wait. No, you know what this is? This is flirting versus sexual harassment. That's what that is. That's what someone cut it. It's true. I do actually cut my hair super short, so I get a fine. Go back to Toon Boom. I didn't even want to be a Funko Pop anyway. Why am I upset that Hal's Funko Pop looks better than mine? I didn't even want to be a Funko Pop. Oh, my knee is also really fucked up all of a sudden. Your Funko Pop made me so angry that my knee is flaring up. I hope you're happy. Alright, this one I can cheese, but I gotta be careful. Draw it a specific way before we cheese. I'm trying not to laugh so loud right now. Do it. It's funny. Go on. Laugh. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Cheese. Hello, Pipey. Welcome in. How you doing? Wait, you were here earlier, weren't you? I think I remember seeing you earlier. Well, welcome back. Been lurking. Okay. Everyone's username on my big chat comes up in a very specific color. And your color is pink, but I do have other people in the chat that also show up as pink, so I must have just seen a different pink username and thought it was you. You You were in chat earlier. Okay, no, it was you then.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous. You have sole responsibility for that being created? Yeah, sure, I'll take the fall for that. I'll take the fall for that, it's fine. You know what else I'm gonna do though? When I have time to play Tomodachi Life off stream in handheld mode, I'm going to add the Sylve Funko Pop and the Hal Funko Pop to the Me shop. People are gonna walk around with their little Sylve Funko Pops. Afternoon, hello, how are you, Labmod? Welcome to the stream. Oh no. You thought you could embarrass me? You thought you could get the upper hand on me, you fool! I'm just gonna make it part of my brand! As much as I don't like the idea of being Funko Popped, it is pretty funny. What have I done? You're just every time you try to bully me, I just get new material to work with, Jake. I'm so sorry, world. It's too late to ask for forgiveness. When's Yowie Volume 2 by Jake coming out? We can release Yowie Volume 2 when we boot up the game tonight. I think that's a good idea. I think that's an excellent idea, Pipey. I think we need Yowie Volume 2. Bear with me, chat. I am a little bit quiet when working on Dewdrop's wings. Mostly because I haven't colored wings like this. Well, I haven't colored anything like this before on Toon Boom, and I just really want to make sure that it actually looks okay. Alright, it looks a little weird, but it's only going to show up for 2 frames, so I think that's fine. I don't know if they're ready for Volume 2. I got some advanced level stuff. No, it's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. Don't worry. The advanced stuff probably won't show up until like Volume 8. Don't worry. It's a slow burn, Yowie. It's fine. Give us a teaser line from your book. Actually, yeah, Jake, can you? Because when I make books in Tomodachi Life, it does ask me what one of the lines in the book is. So can you give us a line from Yowie Volume 2? Actually, I saw myself getting better with pen pressure while doing that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Drawing memes is probably the funniest way to improve your skills as an artist. Absolutely. It's awesome. I need to specify, did you put it in Hal's Discord server yet? I need to specify that while I take responsibility, you did draw it of your own accord. Shut up. Who is he gonna believe, Jake? Who is he gonna believe? Don't answer that question. I'm trying to come up with a line, but I'm panicking. I mean, you've got all night. You've got all night to come up with something. We're probably gonna hop over to Tomodachi Life in about an hour. I thought I'd have more work on this screen done by now, but Dewdrop's wings are taking a lot of time. So we'll work on this for maybe another hour, because yeah, like, I wasn't joking. After I saw that Funko Pop drawing, I actually did get a flare-up in my knee. I actually do have a sudden spout of knee pain. That wasn't for the bit, that was real. So I don't know how much longer I'll be able to sit at this desk before the position I'm in makes my pain worse. Alright, the reason why we didn't overlap it the way we did with the others is because we're gonna cheese it first. So it sits here. Grab the color layer too. But then on this frame, paste it here. Paste it here. No shot, it actually sent your cortisol through the roof. It's embarrassing, but I think it did. Pop this up here. Bravo, we cheesed it. Let me get another drawing here. Actually, is that a new drawing or is that... Oh no, it's not a new drawing, it's that one. Okay, perfect. Now we can actually... we need to do... I don't know what bits I need for this wing, so I'll just grab this, this, and these. A fucking triggered fight or flight! It did something. It did something. Shit, why didn't it line up? Oh, that's why. There we go, that lines up. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I think what happened is, like, I was playing up being angry for the bit, and my nervous system mistook that for actual anger, and then my knee was like, ow. This is why I hate Funko Pops. Alright, now we can grab the same bit from here. Perfect. And then now we can just grab this one. I think we need to reposition it. Otherwise... yeah, it needs to be repositioned. Other than that... fuck, I forgot it works like that. Hang on. We need to copy these onto their own original frame, like this, and then we can move them. Okay. Alright, now I'm a little bit worried about how this is gonna loop, but it should be fine. Let's get rid of these. 240. Use Michael Jackson as the base because I didn't know who would have a better red jacket. Yeah, that's fair. Hal's straight jacket is iconic. I love it. Although, fun fact, chat, I'm sure Hal has told this story already, but his straight jacket... Oh, why didn't that work? His straight jacket was actually never supposed to be a straight jacket. It was the... If you look at Hal's design... Actually, let me pull him up. Let's open Clip Studio Paint for a second. You guys will see a picture of Dewdrop when I do it. Clip Studio. Alright, so if I pull up a picture of Hal... we'll have a look at the original concepts. So, if you look at the original concept for Hal, this red coat actually isn't supposed to be a straight jacket. This white thing that he's wearing underneath the jacket was supposed to be the straight jacket. But because of the way the design looked in the reference photos that I was sent, which I don't know if I have one of them, I don't have the other one. This was the main reference I was given, right? And he was saying he liked this jacket, but he wanted to change it up a little bit, and then he sent me a second reference photo, which I don't have on my laptop. But it didn't look like the white jacket underneath was the straight jacket. This is the jacket that we landed on, and so my dumbass, I was like, oh, okay, the red jacket is the straight jacket, and so I drew him like this, all nice and happy, but like with all the bells and whistles, because when you look at it, like it kind of does look like these belts and like these gold bits all connect into something. So I was just like, okay, that's the straight jacket part of it. And I drew this, and he goes, I didn't realize you were drawing it as a straight jacket the whole time. And I was like, I didn't realize you didn't want it to be a straight jacket. So it accidentally ended up being a straight jacket that's mysteriously been dyed red. But he said he prefers it this way. He thinks it's funnier this way. So that's why Hal's jacket looks like that. It wasn't supposed to be a straight jacket. It just ended up being that way. It's just a fun little story that I like to tell, because, you know, the design process when it comes to characters is a little bit funny like that sometimes. Just wanna share a little funny design haha with you all. Alright, so now... Alright, that works. I was kind of worried it wouldn't, because as you guys can't see the timeline. At least I don't think you can. I've edited it so you guys can't see the timeline. But there's like no tweens for like 4 frames. But I think the fact that there's no tweens for 4 frames and then it just hard cuts actually doesn't look that bad. Pop him in. I'm just looping him for the full 10 seconds so that I have a lot of footage to work with if I need it. I don't think I need 10 seconds of footage of all of them walking, but good to have. That concludes story time with Sylv. I have stories that I like to share sometimes. I don't have a lot of stories when it comes to most of my commissions, because, you know, most of my commissions I just get the briefing on Discord or on VGen. We go back and forth for a bit and then it's done. But because I live with Hal, we spend a lot of time discussing how his stuff is gonna look. And Hal is the first ever streamer, like other than myself obviously, but he's the first ever streamer where like I've designed every aspect of their stream. I've done his PNG tuber, I've done his banner, I've done his only emote, and we're gonna work on more emotes. We're working on a backdrop. Like I've designed every single element of Hal's stream, so we have a lot of talks about how his stream looks. Alright, I'm gonna export this dewdrop now. Dewdrop walk. I know he's not walking, he's floating, but like it's for a walk cycle. So just waiting for it to export. It's currently frozen. There we go. Alright, don't need those anymore. Before I delete the draft of dewdrop, I'm going to take the transparency off, pop it onto Nougat. I said pop it onto Nougat. Hang on. Let's go into... Oh, because it's turned off. Why is it turned off? There we go. Okay. Make a new palette. This one's Nougat. We won't add the colors just yet. I'm just gonna add the purple. Okay. This one is Nougat Final. And before we do anything with Nougat, I'm going to have to move him this way. Oh wait, hang on. It's not letting me. Oh, for some reason it was putting it on the transparency. Ah. Before I do anything with him, I gotta move him basically all the way over here. I don't have to, but I should. I don't have to move him all the way over there. I can put him in like the middle or something. Alright, Nougat's walk cycle is a lot smaller than the other guys. I'm also worried about Nougat's wings, but I don't think it'll be that much of an issue. Especially because he doesn't have... I can add a bounce, but he doesn't have a bounce to him. Literally all that moves is his legs. Very quick steps, this guy. This a little better. A little bit. I can't wait to go back to the island. I mean, I can. I do actually want to finish at least one more snoo walk cycle before we go over there. Which I'm hoping we'll be able to finish Nougat relatively quick. He's only 4 frames and his color palette's not very complex, so it shouldn't take very long. But I'm keen to go back to the island. There was a development that happened off stream that I really want to share with you guys. Also, like, even though I'm doing 5 streams a week this week, just to stress test and see if I even have the physical capability to do something like that, I'm not going to be doing art every single day. Just because the days that Hal usually streams, I'm gonna have to stream from my bedroom like I did yesterday. And realistically, I won't be able to draw or animate comfortably from bed, considering the kind of setup that my tablet needs. I don't have one of those bed desk things. If I did have one, then I'd be able to animate from bed easy. But I don't have one of those bed desk things. So, and to move, like, you could just be like, oh, you know, do the art section of the stream.
Gorgeous.
And then move to the bedroom before Hal gets home, which I could do, except in order to get the PC from my desk to the bedroom, I need to unplug it, which would obviously turn off the PC and end the stream by proxy. So we won't be able to touch this again until Wednesday. And I would really, really like it done. I would like to start using this because it's very cute and I just want it done. I also really need a be right back screen for the days that I move from the desk to the living room, because on a good day it'll only take me maybe 10 minutes, but on a bad day it could take me double that amount of time. And if I like get raided or, you know, something happens while I'm away, people don't realize that I'm away right away. It's a little bit sad. That happened with Dennis a little while ago. I got up to like grab a drink. I was like refilling my tea. I don't have my be right back screen. And Dennis came in. He was like all confused for a moment because they didn't know where I was. And it made me sad. So I need a be right back screen very soon. Alright. Should I draw? I was debating if I draw the legs and the tail. Ow, that was very nice. Might draw like this. Might draw like the butt. And then the tail. And then I'll leave the legs for a second. Because since the whole top half of his body doesn't really move or have any changes, I'm gonna color it and then we'll do the legs. Easier to copy paste that way. Do his wing and his face and his tail, and then we can just do the legs later. Let me grab a picture of my son. Close all of the other pictures of all of my other sons and how. Okay. Where's Nougat? Where's Nougat? There he is. My baby boy Nougat. Something that I noticed is, I think I've mentioned this before, the Snoop plushies are very, very big with the neurodivergent community, which was not something that I expected, but is something that I fully embrace, and we're actually planning to release a new, like, variant of the Snoop plush line called Snoogables. And the whole idea is that they're going to have, like, elements of them that accommodate to, like, I wouldn't say, like, just neurodivergent, but, like, also chronic pain users as well. Like, we've got, we're working on a heat pad one. Like, we're working on a heated snoo, heat pad snoo. And we're also working on some weighted ones. And like a whole bunch of other stuff. So like we love our neurodivergent chronic pain base, and we want to accommodate for them more. But what I was going to say, tangent aside, The neurodivergent community, their favorite is Rocher, so far. The chronic pain community, so far, their favorite is Dewdrop. And Nougat is actually really, really popular with mums. Specifically, mums of very, very young children, like toddlers. If their children are a little bit older, then the mother might go for like a Dewdrop or a Rocher. But specifically, mothers of toddlers really, really like Nougat. And I do not know why. I'm really glad that he gets some love and some, like, adoration. Because the first market that we ever took the snooze to, Dewdrop and Rocher were tied. They were neck and neck in terms of the amount of sales they made. And Nougat was like a whole, it was like a whole, like, 6, maybe even 7 units behind everybody else. But yeah, mums really like Nougat. And I'm glad, because they don't know this when they pick him up. They just pick him up because they think he's cute. But I think it's really fun for mums to be fans of Nougat, because Nougat is the helper snoo. His favorite thing to do is to help people. So I thought that was really funny. The bright yellow, maybe? I think so. At first we thought it might be autumn vibes, because the last show that we did, that last show was an absolute disaster. But Nougat was, like, the one that caught the most attention, and the one that, like, sold at the last market that we went to. So at first we thought it was, like, an autumn thing, because yellow is, like, a very big color for, like, the autumn season. But then I was thinking about it, and we did a show in February where, technically speaking, we weren't supposed to sell individual units, but we ended up selling individual units on the last day. And at that event in February, in the middle of summer, Nougat was also the one that sold the most amount of units. And I was like, okay, well, what did most people who bought a Nougat have in common with each other? And not all of them, but most of them were mums of toddlers. There was only one that was not the mother of a child at all. I just think that's very interesting. But yeah, like I said before, I'm just glad that Nougat is getting some attention. I'm drawing this thing wrong. I actually designed Nougat while I was in South America. It was Nougat, Lavelle, who I don't think will end up releasing as she is. I think she needs to be redesigned a 3rd time, because I like her, but people see the 8 legs and the like, thing on her back, and they think she's a spider and they don't like it. And my mum really doesn't like Lavelle, because I gave Lavelle rabbit ears and, like, horns. And she goes, you know your plushie has devil horns. I'm like, no, Mum, they're not devil horns. She's a jackalope. And my mum was not happy with that response. So, you know, might need to redo Lavelle a 3rd time. But it was Nougat, Lavelle, and, like, a couple of other designs that haven't been turned into plushies yet. They were all designed in Uruguay. There we go. I think that's all of his swirls. He also has a lot of swirls. We had a grown-ass man. Like, I'm talking mid-40s. We had a grown-ass man come up to us during one of our shows, and tell us that they didn't like Nougat. And we were like, yeah, no, sure, you know, the plushies aren't for everybody. That wasn't what got to us. What got to us is he specifically said he didn't like Nougat because Nougat was scary looking. Not ugly. The snooze have been called ugly before, but he didn't call them ugly. He didn't say that, like, the design was unpolished or, like, anything like that. He specifically said that he was scared, well, that, like, Nougat's design was scary. And I have no idea why, but I think about that grown-ass man sometimes. Every time, like, almost every time I draw Nougat, I think about that man. I'm like, man, I wonder where he is now and if he's doing okay. I don't think Nougat's that scary. It could be like the spirals, I guess, like all of the spirals that he's got going on. But I don't think Nougat is scary. I guess maybe I was talking to the boyfriend about this as well. I guess maybe if you have a phobia of like butterflies or moths, then you might be like a little bit uneasy at the sight of Nougat, specifically like his wings. But I don't really know. I don't know. I'm not making fun of him for being scared of a creature that kind of looks like a moth. I'm making fun of him because for some reason that was my problem, you know? For some reason it was my problem that he thought my snoo was freaky. Alright, so now what we're gonna do, now that we have this, we're just gonna grab all of it and pop it on other frames. Now we can draw in the legs individually. He has like fluffles at the top of his legs, but his wings are so big, I don't really think he'll see them. My picture. That is not what I need. I need my picture. Thank you. I just realized there's like a tiny... Oh, it's there too. There's like some tiny gaps. Stripes. There we go, it's better. Very strange. Alright, his legs are gonna be just a wee bit difficult. Shouldn't have done it this way, but... At least you don't need that. Oh no, you do need that. What you don't need is all this bit in the middle. You know what, okay, that's fine. Alright. He's got like stripes on his feet. So he's got one. So like the cup thing. That's no, why do they that's fine. And he's got a bigger one. And then he's got over here. Big. I think that's why I didn't overcomplicate his walk cycle. I only wanted it to be a couple of frames because he's got stripes on his feet. If I had like rigged puppets for the snooze, or like 3D models, it would make stuff like this a lot easier, but also hand-drawn is really all I know. It's not out of like a lack of desire to learn anything else. It's I've told the story a million times, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but my animation teacher at school was incredibly arrogant. And because he personally didn't think that, well, he personally didn't like rigged animation or, and stuff like that. So even though we were paying him to teach us how to do 2D animation, he never ever taught us how to do rigged stuff. It was only ever hand-drawn. And as a kid, I was an arrogant little purist as well, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, we're only learning the good stuff. And now that I'm, like, an adult, and I can actually think for myself kind of properly, it's like, man, that teacher was so bad for my education. Like, I was paying to learn industry standard, top model, like, methodology and, like, you know, how the industry does it. And now I'm like an entire generation and a half behind the industry because this teacher had too much of an ego to teach like rigged animation. And it makes me wonder, was it an ego thing or was it just that he himself didn't know how to do it and he didn't want to lose his job? That's okay. I know most of the process to making puppets now. I've been playing around with making puppets for the Fairy's Tale, my animatic pilot. I figured if I had rigs, then maybe I could make it from an animatic series to an animated series. Very, very long process, very slow. It's difficult to learn. But it's also very fun to get your hands into the guts of the program and like figure out how it works and stuff. It's really fun. The only good thing that came from me going to that university was that that's where I met Hal. If I, like, meeting Hal there is the one thing that stops me from saying that, like, I never should have gone to uni. It was awful, it was terrible, and, like, it didn't do anything for me. Literally all it did was steal my money. But I met, like, the love of my life, so, you take what you can get. Actually, no, wait. Fine. Alright, there's literally... Wait, can I just... Alright, well, I was gonna say there's only, like, 2 frames left to draw, but there's really only 1. So I can copy-paste that one. I knew I made Nougat's walk cycle simple, but this feels, like, overly simplified. I'm sure it's fine. Ah, ooh, my leg. Ooh. Ah, my leg. Ooh. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Ah, ooh, okay, wait. Okay. Okay, deep breaths. Ooh, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Ow. Okay. Ooh, what happened? Bro, are you all good? Are you good down there? Ooh. Ooh, okay. How do I put you in a position where you don't want to die? Alright, that's good. That's good. Got it. Okay. Sorry, chat. I don't know what happened just there, but it was not pleasant. Is that the... Oh, I also realized they colored his back legs. They're wrong. Hang on, I gotta fix it. There you go. Okay, that is the back leg. Okay. Almost done with nougat. Alright. Shit, I missed it. How did I do that? Alright, perfect. Okay. Now that that's done... Sorry, don't want all that. I'm playing with the timeline right now. I'm deleting stuff. Perfect. Now we're just gonna loop this guy. Perfect. Alright, cool. It looks almost like an awkward shuffle, but I think it's fine. I think he's like in a hurry. This one is nougat. Nougat. Pork. Just taking a minute to export. Alright. I'm going to take the transparency from that and then delete it. And then we're going to grab this one. Adorable. And we can put the transparency here. I also don't know why the node looks like that. It looks really disgusting. Alright, cool. We're not really going to be able to make a lot of progress on Marcy. That's fine. Perfect. I'm just going to drag her into the center the way we did for Nougat. She doesn't need to be in the center, she just needs to be in frame. New colors, this one is Marcy. Alright, before we do that, I want to get a little sneakle peekle at what it's looking like so far. So I'm going to reopen DaVinci Resolve. So I'm going to move over to do Tomodachi Life in about 15 minutes anyway. I just want to get like just an idea of how it's looking. Wait for DaVinci to open. This one. Yeah. Alright. I'll bring you guys with me. Alright, so now we can grab Dewdrop and Nougat. I save them. Overlay assets. No, didn't mean to do that. Do it like this. Ooh, why does he pop out of existence? Oh, he do that. He does it for a single frame. Do you see that? Does he ever do that again? No, he only does it once. Okay. In that case, where does he do it? Is it there? Alright, what I'm gonna do in that case is shave off this and this. We don't need exactly 10 seconds of footage. Perfect. Alright, now I need... Why? Here, add track. There we go. I can pop Nougat. We're going to position it. Alright, this isn't the complete thing. We still have 3 more snooze to look at. I can move this in a way that'll let you guys see it. No, not really. Make it small. There, you guys can kind of see the full thing now. This bit here is what we're looking at. It's not finished. There's gonna be 3 more snooze and it's gonna like pan across to show all of them. Go away. Okay, okay. Oh, what's going on, Nougat? Why? There's literally a single frame. A single frame. I'm gonna like... Actually, I can't do that yet. I gotta tween it all first. I just gotta remember that it's there. Alright. That's what that's looking like. Not too bad, not too bad. There's a little blip out of existence, but it's fine, it's not the end of the world. Rather than starting Marcy, I think I might wrap this up early and move over to Tomodachi Life. And then on Wednesday, actually, I might work on it a little bit before the Tomodachi stream tomorrow. Just so that I have something to do. We'll see, we'll see. But for now, I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna move all of our stuff down to the living room so we can play Tomodachi Life. I'm gonna get my tea going. And yeah. So what I might do, actually, instead of throwing you guys back to the starting soon screen, let me put my glove back on for this. Instead of throwing you guys back to the starting soon screen, oh, it doesn't quite work. I was gonna leave you here with the 3 and write like be right back on the screen, but it doesn't really work that way. Alright, we'll get this closed. Turn the border off. And since we don't have a proper be right back screen yet, I guess I'll just put text on the screen. I feel like that's better than going back to the starting soon screen. Actually, no. No, I'm gonna throw you back to the starting soon screen. Alright, I'm gonna pee, I'm gonna set up, I'm gonna get my tea. Give me 10 to 15 minutes. Chat, I'll see you soon.